What's up, YouTube? I have a question to answer today. I put a poll on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and I have some questions from that one. And then I put one on last night, and I'm going to go through them. It's about 9 questions, and I'll answer them all. So my first question is, favorite exercise for chest growth would be an incline Smith machine press. The Smith machine, because it's a little bit safer than a barbell, and you probably get a little bit better of a isolation feel in your chest, and you can tuck your elbows and keep it safe. So yeah, definitely an incline Smith machine press for chest growth. Anything incline is going to develop your upper pec, which most people neglect anyways. Next question is, what is your favorite YouTube video on your channel to date? It's honestly my New England's show day, because I won the overall, and it was my first YouTube video with Kyle, and it's a great memory. I worked 10 years to get that, and everything just aligned on that day, and I won. And I feel like I looked at my very best ever that day. What music do you listen to when you lift? Does it differ depending on exercise? Yeah, my music does differ depending on exercise. It's always generally something that's a little bit heavier. A lot of electronic music, some dubstep, some old rock like Slipknot, or yesterday I listened to Bullet for My Valentine, and anything that's like heavier, that's gonna really make me a little bit more aggressive or like focused. I can't listen to slow music. Current vitamins and minerals stack. So I take a bunch of vitamins. Vitamins are, I take vitamin D3 and K2. You want to take those two together. Fish oils. I take krill oil, citrus bergamot in the morning and at night to help with cholesterol. Nattokinase to help with blood thinning, making sure you don't get any blood clots. Multivitamin. I take a magnesium supplement. And I split these up between morning and night. Turmeric. I use, what else? There's a lot of them. Some other supplements, like I'll use Carbolin during my workout. I take creatine prior to my workout. I take glutamine during my workout. I drink EAAs during my workout. I use whey protein throughout the day and after my workout. And I think that's most of the vitamins. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but I'll have to check the cupboard. How many days/weeks out should filling out process take before a show? So the filling out process for most people is relatively quick, and even if you've been depleted for a while, you should be really insulin sensitive and fill out within a couple meals. So especially if you're a smaller guy and don't have a ton of muscle, you're gonna fill up your glycogen storages within a couple meals. You might even just fill out the day of the show once you weigh in, eating a sugary carb or some sweet potatoes or rice cakes. But generally it's a pretty quick process if you're insulin sensitive. How to safely bail out of a squat while in the hole. I almost killed myself a few days ago. Well, you probably want to use a squat rack that has the uprights, or ask somebody to spot you if it's a weight that you definitely cannot do. You can toss the weight behind you. I don't necessarily recommend that. It's going to make a loud bang and a sound, and you draw a lot of attention. I would either leave a rep in reserve, get a spotter, or use a rack that you can adjust the uprights to save you, and then put it just slightly shorter than your depth, so you could sit into the hole and put it down. What would you say is the best back exercise for building overall mass? I would say you honestly need a couple back exercises. You can't just do one. You need to do some type of vertical pull down, whether it's a pull-up or a lat pull down or a single arm pull down. And then you need to do a rowing variation, whether it's a barbell row, a chest supported row, or a machine row. Every back workout should include some type of pull down and thickness movement, a row. How tall are you? I'm about 5'4". Don't you laugh at me.
I'm laughing at the way you said it.
Starting bodybuilding extremely overweight or extremely underweight. Honestly, both are very hard and have different extremes. I'd say it's probably easier to bulk someone up that's been skinny their whole life and force them to eat food, rather than someone that's used to eating in abundance and taking away food. Both are going to have their own issues. The skinny person's going to struggle with eating enough, and the obese or overweight person's going to struggle with not eating. Generally, both are going to have their own troubles. It's probably easier to start from skinny and get larger and just eat and be a hard gainer than it is to slim down while building muscle. If you're very overweight, you can probably recomp as you diet down. How has training in person helped you in your craft working with people online? So I've been training in person for 11 years now and worked with thousands of people in person. It's allowed me to get a diverse clientele. I've worked with kids as young as 7 or 8 years old up to a guy that was 91 years old and everything in between. The majority of my clients are somewhere between 20 and 40 years old, but I have some outliers that are older, and working with various groups and people that have been injured, it has taught me how to work with many different situations. And then I generally ask for videos of my training from clients online so that I can view it and help from afar. And by training a lot of people in person, it's easier to cue things from afar because I've done it and seen it in person with many people over the years. Can only pick one piece of equipment at Bayshore, Ultraflex, and Gym Hub. So if I was to pick one piece from Bayshore, it would be the pendulum squat. That's one of my favorite machines, and my quads have grown a lot using that. My favorite piece at Ultraflex, I have a couple there, but I love the T-bar upstairs, the Atlantis T-bar that's chest supported. And I also like their Atlantis, both of them are Atlantis, they make good equipment. Chest press that's on the bottom level, and the handles converge, so you come together, and it's kind of a decline press. And my favorite machine at Gym Hub would be the old school Nautilus pullover or the Atlantis hack squat once again. Atlantis makes good equipment, nice and smooth. That's all the questions. Ask me some more in the comments, and I'll do another one of these soon. Thank you, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell.